Warm welcome to Social Sciences class, all my dear young minds. Yesterday we got concluded military alliances, which was one of the strategy or tactics followed by these superpowers in creating military blocs, and which are ultimately cause for Cold War that prevailed between 1945 to 1991 around the world, almost for 45 and 46 years, right? So that particular forming the military alliances is not only meant for forming the military alliances is not only meant for military and defensive activity, but some strategic importance is also there, and I made it clear. What is the strategic importance in 281 page? In the same topic, military alliances, at the last, certain points are given. What are the points? One, why these superpowers try to carry these military alliances, not only for defensive and military aspects, but also to have control upon natural mineral resources like oil and so on, which is existing in the newly independent countries of Africa and Asia, and also to have safe investment in that particular region, so that their entrepreneurs can go and happily carry business and establish industries and so on, and they can sell their finished products happily. That means they are in need of market to sell finished products, and these newly independent countries will be acting as good markets for buying their products and services produced by these developed countries, heads of two military blocks. Apart from that, they want to spread their ideology. They want to maintain military bases. Means these countries which will be on their side can be used for their military activity to station their military troops, but defensive troops like army, navy, air force, and so on, so that they can strike their enemy any point of time. Like Cuban crisis that occurred in 1962. We will come across in flashpoints. When did it happen? Why did it happen? Right? Yeah. Now, apart from that, not only spreading their ideology and seeing them as military bases of them, but also they want to carry their ideology. They want to spread their ideology. So, and also, whatever the money they are spending in research work to develop latest weapons, they want to get back that money. So for that purpose, they want to carry this military alliances, so that once a country becomes a friend of it, and it will sell the latest weapons to that, in the name that that particular country is having a threat from others. Beg your pardon, there is some disturbance I am observing. Right. Here, apart from that, this is a case. Apart from that, then, now we are going to come across arms and space race. Is the third feature of or third style of Cold War. That is, these countries which were militarily powerful, they started developing latest weapons one after the other. There was a huge competition between these antagonistic groups. Antagonistic groups means opposition. A word is used in the textbook. That is antagonistic. Antagonistic opponents who oppose it. Antagonistic means opposing. Yeah. Strongly opposing these two, America and Russia, in the name of ideology, communism and capitalism. They divide the world into two blocks, military blocks, right? So these two antagonistic camps started spending more money on research work to develop nuclear arsenals. Arsenal, A-R-S-E-N-A-L, arsenal. A word is used in the textbook. It is a place where these deadly lethal weapons are stored. Very destructive, devastating weapons there. The place where they are stored is called as well like godown, where they store certain goods. Like that, where arms are deposited or where they are stored after preparation, that particular place is called arsenal. They got to develop their arsenal. Not only these countries, their friendly countries like if it is case of America, Britain, France, like that, other capitalist Western European countries also started making arsenals. And coming to the case of Russia, Poland, Hungary, Romania, Yugoslavia, like this, these countries also started making very, very dangerous weapons. So they started storing them at a point. That place is called arsenal. Military arsenals started developing, and deadly explosives came into existence. Arms and ammunition. Ammunition means explosives came into existence as they both the blocks competed with each other or competed with each other. Competed and competited are the same words. So competed with each other, that gave birth to arms race, deadly arms race. And this did not stop with only military weapons, latest weapons coming into the market or coming into the existence. This also paved way for space activity also. They competed carrying wars with the help of satellites, which are popularly called as Star Wars. It was a very, very highly spoken concept regarding 80s, 1980s and 70s. Many movies were also made regarding this Star Wars. But Star Wars. Star Wars means wars which are done from the space with the help of satellites. In this process, they started sending satellites to the space. And the very first, and they developed missiles. Missile means like a rocket, it will be going and hitting the target. But it will be looking like our Diwali rocket, and when we use it, it will go and hit the destined place. We have the highest range missile Agni, 5,000 kilo, Agni 5,000 kilometer distance it can hit the target, it can hit. But that is the most powerful missile we are having with us. But in Telugu we call Shipanu. In Telugu we call it as Shipanu, right? So, yeah, in this way, this particular aspect, they started concentrating on, focusing on. In that process, they developed IBM, interballistic missiles, interballistic continental missiles, IBM, ballistic continental missiles. Even they cross the continents. That's what I'm saying about Agni. Agni 5. It can touch the ends of almost up to China, end of the eastern end of China it can touch, and up to what we can call, we can run the show up to western part of our Asian continent. With that, countries like China have the nuclear power, even Russia, along with Russia, China was also having the nuclear power. But China had missile which can target 12,000 kilometers, but it highest, longest distance targets. China, Russia, and America also have such missiles with them, which can chase largest targets. So in this way, one country competed with other, one bloc competed with other, that gave birth to lethal weapons with which we can splash out planets like Earth. Several times it is given in the textbook, and 50,000 planets like Earth can be made into powder, or they can be charred out if you use the nuclear power, and there is no chance of existence of any life. The nuclear power which is lying with the world countries today. So that's what in the starting of the lesson itself I said it. So I explained it. And now we come to the matter that how they carry the space activity. Satellites, by sending satellites. And not only just sending the artificial satellites made by man, manual satellites, natural satellites, we know Moon is satellite of Earth, planet Earth, right? So like that, many natural satellites are that the Saturn is the planet which has the highest number of satellites, where Titan is the biggest satellite of Saturn. Natural satellites, they are formed by the celestial developments. But artificial man-made satellites started going into space by 1960s. But the first man was sent into space by Russia. That is Yuri Gagarin in 1960s. 1960s, Russia sent a man called Yuri Gagarin to space. Yuri Gagarin. Later she sent another lady also, Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin is the man who went into space first time. For the first time, a human being went and entered into space sent by USSR. And after him, a woman was also sent. That is Valentina Tereshkova. Valentina Tereshkova. Valentina Tereshkova. Valentina Tereshkova is a woman. Even she was also sent by USSR only. And as a counter move to this, even USA concentrated, focused, and it want to reach moon. Got it? If Russia reached space, we will cross that and we will touch the moon, it thought. And Russia sent these fellows in a space ship or spacecraft called Sputnik. Russia sent them in Sputnik to the space. Sputnik. Important bit. Sputnik. Russia sent. And Apollo 11 was sent by America along with Neil Armstrong to carry research work on moon in the month of June in the year 1969. In 1969, Apollo 11 was sent to moon. Apollo 11 was sent to moon by USA in the year 1969. In this way, both countries competed with each other in getting an upper hand in science and technology than their rivals. So in that process, world became a den of nuclear equipment. Got it? It became a den of nuclear equipment. Everywhere there are nuclear arsenals getting developed. These all this nuclear power is used. Just simply I am saying 50,000 planets that can be made into powder, charred, they can be charred. That's what the story about arms and space race. Now we come into another aspect called flashpoints. What are the flashpoints? Flashpoints will be referring to certain incidents that occurred in the world where world was got feared of a third world war. What it? See, the military activity of these countries and nuclear power activity of these countries constantly made the world to be under the clouds of fear. But certain times when Korean War, North Korea and South Korea War broke out in 1950s, after 1950s, there the world was in a fear that there may be a third world war because North Korea was supported by communist China, Russia, and South Korea is supported by America, capitalistic America, and other Western countries. So this is what why they were constantly under fear. But world was under always tension during this time of Cold War. But fear of third world war was constantly haunting the mankind. But and certain incidents like crashing down of American spy plane. America sent a plane to spy things happen in Russia. That was crashed down by Russian Air Force. The name of the plane is U-2. The name of the airplane is U-2. A spying jet was sent to Russia to observe what is happening in Russia by United States of America, but that got crashed down. The Air Force of Russia got crashed it. USSR got crashed it down. And this was objected very strongly by America that it's not a spy plane, ordinary innocent plane, passengers are there, you killed our innocent people and I am going to attack. The condition turned very tense. World was under fear that there may be a third world war, like what's happening nowadays we are seeing between India and China. What it may also lead to third world war. So really things goes on in other way. But so this is what happened, but it got diffused because of diplomatic aspects where other countries came forward and stopped America taking such aggressive action against USSR, advocating it that how the entire mankind and life is going to erase if any war occurs, third world war occurs. And another thing occurred on 22nd October 1962. That is called Cuban crisis. Cuban crisis. Cuban crisis it is called. What is this Cuban crisis? Now let me explain you. Cuban crisis, 22nd October. October 1962, Cuban crisis occurred. What is the Cuban crisis? Let us see. This is American, Anna. This is USA, ma. This is USA, United States of America, Canada. These are part of North America. Mexico, Central American country, Mexico. Here some islands are there, very close to America. In that one of the islands is Cuba. What is it? Central American islands, Cuba. Cuba is there. What is it? It's very close to United States of America. Already I said about Che Guevara and Fidel Castro, who carried some revolutions in this Cuba against the ruler who cruelly ruled the people, and farming community. Most of the people carry agricultural activity in this country. Their people grow sugar cane. That's why Cuba was once called as the sugar bowl of the world. Now Brazil occupied the first place, but once upon a time Cuba was largest producer of sugar cane. That's why it was called as the sugar bowl of the world. So in this Cuba, communist revolution occurred under the leadership of Fidel Castro and Che Guevara. Working forces came together, peasants came together, and Batista's government was there. Batista was the ruler, and who was cruelly implementing very exorbitant laws and taking away the freedom of the people and harassing them in the name of administration. Against him, a big communist revolution was carried by Fidel Castro and Che Guevara, one of the popular leaders. Many of you I think many of you know about Che Guevara, right? So he was killed by American forces with a conspiracy, right? When he was trying to spread communism in South American countries, Venezuela, Colombia, here. But when he was trying to spread communism in Venezuela, Colombia, he was killed by American spying agency. CIA caught him, and later he was tried, and in the name of certain allegations, he was killed. Right. So Cuba became independent in 1959 January. Got it because of communist revolution, and Fidel Castro became a leader of it. And when America came to know that USSR, Russia, he got dumped its military equipment in Cuba now, secretly. Secretly it was sending military equipment to Cuba. Naval force, aeroplanes, warplanes, and military weapons and so on. And this is why because America could not tolerate a communist country being very close to it. Cuba turned and a spear in the arm to America. Spear in the arm means what? Spear in the arm means what? Bakalo Balam. Bakalo Balam. Bakalo Balam means spear, a wood, the wood material which carries a conic iron frame in wars, Bahubali and so on means but the soldiers will be catching. What is the spear? Can anyone sleep putting a spear under our arm? In the arm? We can't, because when we are in deep sleep, it may pierce our own body. It will be cutting down our own body, some part of our body, or it may pierce our heart also. So that's why when it is there in our arm, we can't sleep happily. We can't go for a sound sleep. Always we will be either pushing it down here and there. Soldiers, they will be pushing it down and so on, because any point of time we are not alert, it may pierce our own body, our own heart. So that's why always we will be sleepless. So why I use that idiom, spear in the arm is that particular Cuba, which is a communist country being close to capitalistic America, made this big country called USA worried all the time. It may do some mischief and it may encourage communist revolutionaries in USA, and it may try for safe revolution in USA. That too always, that fear made America to be worried, and whenever it got that thought, it will create one other problem to Cuba. It want to bring down the communist government in Cuba, like how it made it in Chile. Alliance government in South America, Chile is the country, western part of the South America it will be, San Diego is the capital. There a communist government came in 1960s, led by Mr. Esalen. That was collapsed by the spying agency of USA called CIA with the help of some military officials in China. But it like that want to put down this communist government. America tried several times, but it was not successful. And by seeing these meanest acts of America, Cuba seeked the help of Russia. Russia secretly started sending its military equipment. Suddenly, America came to know that Russia is dumping its latest weapons and warplanes here, and also submarines here. And any point of time, by seeing the help of Russia, Cuba may make an attack upon me. USA worried, and USA warned to take this whatever the Russian war material is there, armed forces are there, or army military equipment is there, to take back. USA warned Russia, but Russia did not listen. And Russia said that I will send that particular troops to protect Cuba, not to attack you. If you attack, they will attack you. You are always trying to trouble Cuba, thinking that it is a single country and a small country. But we will not permit you, it's our communist country. We will take care of Cuba, and we will put an end to your all meanness and your headache activity you are causing to Cuba, was the saying of Russia. And this built a tension. Okay, beta, you will not take away your equipment, military equipment, so you are planning for a war, right? I will go ahead. Well, stop. And immediately, America, USA made a naval blockade. It got blocked, put its army ships around Cuba. It put its army ships around Cuba and said that, come on, now let us see. You are saying that I will attack, that's why you are making your army to be here. You are not taking away your army. Now I am ready to attack. I brought my warship. Come on. You come for a war. Was asking of America. And there built a tension in the world that there is going to be a war. America surrounded Cuba with its warships on 22nd October 1962. With this, they got built a huge tension around the world. Surely there will be a world war. One time, regarding crashing down of American spying plane, that is U-2 by USSR, and the other time when USSR dumped its military equipment and material and men in Cuba, and America warned, and when Cuba did not yield, Russia did not yield to the warnings of America, then America went for a naval blockade on 22nd October 1962. These are two of the major incidents where high tension ran over, but because of the involvement of the UNO and several other countries with the diplomatic talks, the tension got diffused within a short span of time. Russia was forced to take back its army and equipment, as it is causing the threat to the world peace. But it convinced, the other countries convinced, and Russia took away, and the tension got to an end. In the case of North Korea, in the case of West Asian politics, right, between Israel, Jews and Muslims or Arabs, when the fights are there, or Iran-Iraq, 7 years war was there from 1980 to 1987. America was on one side and Russia was on one side. In this way, constant threat was there to world peace during this Cold War period from 1945 to 1991. It came to a certain extent to a standstill after downfall of USSR, after breaking up of USSR in 1991. And that we will be seeing in coming peace movements topic. How USSR got collapsed, what are the reasons why it happened so. And next topic will be non-alignment movement. The non-alignment movement, I will be coming with non-alignment movement in the coming video, next video. Thank you. See you all.